Rodrigues to say. It's more nitpicking that and things.
Nitpicking?
In a good way, in a good way.
Well, I think we work in themes. The training camp theme then is all defensive systems. You also know that when you go into October, November, there is a little bit of an offensive slant to the way the player views the game. I don't feel it here. I'm just saying historically there's more of an individual feel to the start of the season. Guys want to get off to a good season. And then that focus then does narrow to the team goals of how you're playing, what's most important. Are you adhering to your identity? I would say that what we're not nitpicking on, but solely focused on some ideas on what is our priority. What's the first thing and the only thing really we focus on when we step on the ice. I think in the last 5 games, we tried to be a better defensive hockey team. Our analytics aren't great there, and probably rightfully so. It's not casual bias. I don't think that it's just every year you get a brand new team. We've got lots of, our curve should be, our learning curve should be quite a bit steeper because it's more reinforcement with some of the guys who've been here, but you're still putting 7 or 8 brand new guys in, and style of play has to be reaffirmed.
And is that, to that end, is it also kind of, guys look at the calendar, guys know there's 70 games left, there's 60, I mean, it's not that, I don't know that.
We don't want to, we talk about not operating in that environment. It's foolish, I think. It's human nature, but we handle our day and say that every day. Let's handle the only thing we could do today is get ready for the game tomorrow, but in a certain way. So we handle our day to day. Yeah, when you're on your 2nd or 3rd contract in the NHL and your game is pretty defined, 82 games is a lot of games to continue to try to define your game. So you have to really live day to day.
And to continue on that, you've got Nashville tomorrow. It's always tough coming off a road trip. How do you keep the train running?
Well, we'll talk about it. This is not a road trip that we're normally accustomed to. I don't know the answer. We have a pretty good idea how we practice. Really like the way we moved today. This one's an aberration. First game back after a Global Series game. Also kind of aware that I've experienced with teams that you didn't notice a little bit of a lag for almost a week. You came back, you're all fired up, everything was exciting, and then you got back into the routine of it, and that's when you didn't necessarily fall off the face of the earth. We had good teams. There was the energy lag. So we'll just keep an eye on that and we'll adjust as best we can. If we feel they're short on energy, we'll tailor what we do on the ice. We'll find different ways to kind of excite their nervous system. We'll push them hard off ice or things like that just to wake them up.
How do you feel both special teams units ranked among the top in the league? Just how you feel both groups have come together in PK and power play so far this season?
I think our penalty kill has been very consistent this season without an elite killer on it, and Thomas knows it comes in, so I think our power play has had the most change in personnel without Matthew and Sasha on it. But I've liked the pace of it. I've liked the speed of it. We've got a new guy up top now with Balenskis there. So there's more to learn with the power play, but very pleased with the pace of the group.
I wanted to ask you, happy 29th anniversary of your first NHL job.
Oh,
that was
thank you.
tweeted out today. 29 years ago, you're named the coach at the Hartford Wheeler. Does it go by in a blur like they always say? Or?
It's dog years. It's 147 normal years. Sometimes. But if you take a step back and look at how much different is my day today than it was 27 years ago, 29 years ago. It's a completely different time. The game is so much different. The resources that we have, the fitness of the player, the technology. I went into Hartford, we had 6 VCRs and 4 TVs. That was our entire video compartment. Like, I got one computer with more power than the entire Hartford Whaler network. Right? It's night and day. You can get through a game in 3 hours where you just didn't get through the game ever. So everything is different. I had more hair. Way more.
What would you tell Paul Maurice of whatever year it was,
Back to law school, go to law school. No, I wouldn't say a word to him. Figure it out on your own.
Coach,
You'll be all right.
Speaking of your career, little interesting news the other day, but in the NHL video game, they finally added coaches for the first time ever, so you're in the video game now. Just out of all your accomplishments, unique things you've done, what is being in a video game?
Like, what do I
mean to
do?
you?
Like, do they bleep you? Like, do you move up and down the bench and scream profanity? Is that like, is it a volume? Is there volume?
Yes, but I think you're silent.
That's hardly realistic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Addie just showed me a picture. I can rob a bank tomorrow, and I got video proof that wasn't me. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. We have so much less to do with the game than people know. But in our 4% of importance, it's important you do your job.
I think that video game said unique personalities when they were trolling it. Are you gonna see if that's true?
I'm not gonna. I think it's awesome. In truth, the coaches are now a part of it. I appreciate them doing that. The last video game I played was Mario Kart. 19 years ago. I think my kids like somewhere between 6 and 9, and they destroyed me. And I think it was the finest day they ever had. They laughed and they enjoyed the savage beating I took. They mocked me. I think they backed their cars up over me. It was the most enjoyable humiliation I've ever had. It's lasted, but I was smart enough not to go back for more. All the hard-hitting stuff for today. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Coach, I still have a VCR. Do you ever want to